An old Italian mafia don lay on his deathbed, knowing his time was short. With a raspy breath, he motioned for his grandson to come closer. "Grandson," he whispered, "I want you to listen to me real good. I want you to take my chrome-plated .38 revolver, so you always remember me." The young man frowned. "But Grandpa, I don't really like guns. How about leaving me your Rolex instead?" The Don's eyes narrowed. "You listen to me. One day, you're going to run the business. You're gonna have a beautiful wife, lots of money, a big house, maybe even a couple of bambini. Am I right?" The grandson nodded. "Yeah, Grandpa, I guess so." The old man took a deep breath and locked eyes with him. "All right then. Someday you're gonna come home, and maybe, just maybe, you're gonna find your wife in bed with another man." The grandson gulped. The Don gave a knowing smirk. "And what are you gonna do then, huh? Point to the watch and say, 'Time's up.'" An hour into an Airbus 380 flight from London to New York. A young blonde in economy stands up, gathers her purse from the overhead locker and struts up to and through the dividing curtain and sits her ass down into a first-class seat. The flight attendant rushes quickly over to check her ticket, and after she does so, says, "Ma'am, you paid for an economy seat. This is the first-class section. Could you please return to your allocated seat?" The blonde replies, "Hey, listen and listen good. I'm blonde, I'm beautiful, I'm going to New York, and I'm staying right here." She point-blank refuses to move, so the flight attendant has no option but to tell the pilot and co-pilot about the situation. The co-pilot comes out to see her and tries to explain, but the blonde repeats, "I'm blonde, I'm beautiful, I'm going to New York, and I'm staying right here." He comes back and tells the pilot. The pilot says, "She's blonde? Don't worry, I've got this, I speak blonde. After all, I'm married to one." He comes out of the cockpit and walks to where the blonde is sitting and whispers something in her ear. After a moment's thought, the blonde stands up and says, "Oh, I'm so sorry," and returns to her seat in economy. Everyone is stunned. "What on earth did you say to her?" they all ask. He smiled and replied, "I told her first class is not going to New York." It was the mailman's last day on the job after 35 years of delivering mail through every kind of weather to the same neighborhood. At the first house on his route, the whole family greeted him, congratulated him, and sent him on his way with a big gift envelope. At the second house, they gave him a box of fine cigars. At the third house, he received a set of terrific fishing lures. But at the fourth house, things got interesting. A stunning woman in a revealing negligee answered the door. She took him by the hand, led him inside, closed the door behind them, and brought him upstairs, where she gave him the most passionate experience of his life. When they were finished, she took him downstairs and served him a huge breakfast: eggs, potatoes, ham, sausage, blueberry waffles, and fresh squeezed orange juice. When he was finally full, she poured him a cup of steaming hot coffee. As she did, he noticed a dollar bill poking out from under the cup. "All of this is incredible," he said. "But what's the dollar for?" "Well," she said, "last night I told my husband it was your last day and that we should do something special for you. I asked him what we should give you. He said, give him $1. She smiled. "The breakfast was my idea." For lifelong friends, who'd known each other since their college days, spent weeks planning the perfect girls' getaway, shopping, a show, massages, and a little well-earned spa pampering. But just 2 days before the trip, Mary's grumpy husband put his foot down and told her she couldn't go. Her friends were crushed, but there was nothing they could do, so reluctantly, they went ahead without her. 2 days later, the 3 women arrived at the hotel, only to find Mary sitting at the bar, happily sipping a large margarita. "Mary!" they shouted in shock and delight. "How long have you been here? And how on earth did you get your husband to let you come?" Mary smiled and took another sip. "I've been here since last night," she said casually. The others leaned in, waiting. "Well, last night I was sitting on the couch watching TV when my husband snuck up behind me, covered my eyes, and whispered, "Guess who?" I pulled his hands away, and there he was, wearing nothing but a grin. He took my hand and led me to the bedroom. The whole place was set up, candles flickering, my favorite perfume in the air, rose petals on the bed, and laid out were handcuffs and red silk ribbons. The girl's eyes went wide. He leaned in and whispered, "Tie me up, and do whatever you want." Mary lifted her glass with a grin. So I did, and here I am. This morning I was beaten up by a busted woman in an elevator. I was staring at she said, "Press 1, please." So I did. I don't remember much after that. It is a slow day in the small Minnesota town of Hibbing, and the streets are deserted. Times are tough, everybody is in debt, and everybody is living on credit. A tourist visiting the area drives through town, stops at the motel, and lays a $100 bill on the desk, saying he wants to inspect the rooms upstairs to pick one for the night. As soon as he walks upstairs, the motel owner grabs the bill and runs next door to pay his debt to the butcher. The butcher takes the $100 and runs down the street to retire his debt to the pig farmer. The pig farmer takes the $100 and heads off to pay his bill to his supplier, the co-op. The guy at the co-op takes the $100 and runs to pay his debt to the local prostitute, who has also been facing hard times and has had to offer her services on credit. The hooker rushes to the hotel and pays off her room bill with the hotel owner. The hotel proprietor then places the $100 back on the counter so the traveler will not suspect anything. At that moment the traveler comes down the stairs, states that the rooms are not satisfactory, picks up the $100 bill and leaves. No one produced anything. No one earned anything. However, the whole town is now out of debt and now looks to the future with a lot more optimism. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how a stimulus package works. The woman entered the room, and with a knowing smile teasing her full lips, she sank into the comfort of the plush chair in the corner. The handsome stranger turned, having sensed her approach. Locking his steely gray eyes on hers, he moved slowly toward her, his experienced gaze measuring her, hypnotizing her with his soft murmurs of assurance. He sank to his knees before her and, without a word, smoothly released her from her constraining attire. With a sigh of surrender, she allowed his foreign hands to unleash her bare flesh. He expertly guided her through this tender, new territory, boldly taking her to heights she had never dared to dream of, his movements deliberate, confident in his ability to satisfy her every need. Her senses swam. She was overcome with an aching desire that had gone unfulfilled for so long. And just as it seemed that ecstasy was within her grasp, he paused, and for one heart-stopping moment she thought, "It's too big, it will never fit." Then, with a sudden rush, it slid into place as if it had been made only for her. As pleasure and contentment washed over her, she met his steady gaze, tears of gratitude shining in her eyes. And he knew it wouldn't be long before she returned. Oh yes, this woman would want more. She would want to do it again and again and again. Don't you just love shopping for shoes?
That was funny. Hope you like it. Like, subscribe, and share.